disaster must come. At best, only postponed. Shaolin Kung Fu, to survive, must now be taught to more young men.
Welcome once again to another episode of Fists, Cakes, and Flakes, the podcast about martial arts, movies, and life. I am one of your hosts, Eugene Plowden, and with me as always, my podcast partners, Joe Hartley and Angel Diaz. What's up, fellas?
What's going on?
What's happening?
If this is your first time with us, I want you to know we are members of the Martial Arts Inner Network. On Mondays, you've got Raw with Mimi and Lump. Tuesdays is CTE with Chris, Los, and Travis. Wednesdays is us, Fists, Cakes, and Flicks with Gene, Mike, Joe, and Angel. And on Thursdays, you can get the Inside Scoop with Alex and Jeff. For more information, you can check us out on all of our social media platforms. Just look for the Martial Arts Inner Network on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube. Fellas, it's showtime. What's up?
What's up for the new year, Gene?
That's
Sound
right.
like he was shot out of a cannon. Jesus.
Yeah,
Look
you
at
know
the
what,
energy.
man? I am a little hyped tonight, man. You know what? I had my first group of kids that are I just got home, and tonight was my first night with my first group of kids getting ready for their black belt tests. So I started them on their black belt camp, and tonight was the first night. We had a good night. So it's only three of them.
You got?
I got three, and it's three girls. So this is going to be, this is going to be a testing of just girls, women. So it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be a little bit different. I'm not going to be able to be like I would if I was with a bunch of guys, especially teenagers. So but they did good. Yeah, man, I had a good week, a good year. So everything's just getting going. What's up with you guys?
I had two girls during my black belt testing, and we all during our pre-test. So we had a pre-test, a pre-test, and then your test that was in front of an audience. And the pre-test was the most brutal one.
Yes, yeah.
The two girls kicked my butt during that test. So let me tell you something, man.
So it was four of you. It was four of you.
I think there was five.
Okay.
And then you had to each have a partner to do some drills with, and then sparring is where it got brutal.
Okay.
Yeah, sparring. We did sparring, and then at the end of the sparring, it was 3 versus 3, and the instructor said, "Take them down." So the three of them took me down. You don't get up, you don't pass. So I had two girls fighting against me and my brother. Guess which one gave me the most trouble?
Well, I'm assuming it was one of the girls.
No, it was my brother.
See, that's the obvious choice. And I was like, well, I know he was going to take it easy.
No, because my brother was behind me at the time because he was in a car accident. So he was a belt behind me. So I was testing for my black belt. He still was at red 3.
Okay.
So yeah. So it would have been fun for me to not get my black belt and have to wait for him, and we could test together.
Yeah, I mean, of course. So younger brothers can be assholes sometimes. I get it. I understand. I get it. I get it.
But other than that, man, this.
I know his headphones was on. I know he's listening.
Anyhow. But it was still fun. It was a good time. This new year has been a little up and down. So, started off, my daughter had to get surgery on her back. She's doing good with that right now. I took a month off of work so I could take care of her. And the first day of that month off, COVID.
Oh my goodness!
I'm telling you right now, it's just ridiculous.
I had a little COVID situation myself a couple of weeks ago, and it was kind of weird because I took a test and it said I was positive for COVID. And I felt fine. It was nothing wrong with me. So I end up taking 3 more tests, all negative. So one test was positive. all the other tests I had were negative tests. No, they were PCR.
Yeah.
They were PCRs.
Okay, so I did 2 rapid positive, and the PCR was positive. My wife did 2 rapid positive, and her PCR came back negative. So that's weird. And then my son did PCR, and his is positive. So I don't know.
Right. Do you
It's
feel
not
sick?
bad.
Do you feel sick?
I feel like I had a slight cold, but I'm better than I was the other day.
Okay.
So I don't know. It's a weird thing. Probably the Omicron. I mean, I've been lucky right now, knock on wood, because for 2 years to avoid it, because I'm very vigilant. But my work, I work with like 500 other people, and half of them just don't care. They really just don't. And so they don't want to follow anything. I mean, they're cleaning up over there and everything, but I knew eventually, because my wife's a teacher, so I knew eventually it was going to happen. I was just hoping it wouldn't.
Mm-hmm. What about you, Books? What's going on, man? Happy New Year. How did you bring in the new year?
Well, listen, before we even get into that talk, let me just put this out there right now. I ain't having no babies anytime soon. Okay, I just want to make sure.
What the hell?
Wait.
You gotta listen to CTE, Gene, if you're wondering.
I have not listened to CTE yet. That's I'm like that just slapped me in the head out of nowhere. Like I'm like, what?
They put a little voodoo on my man over here.
If you have not listened to CTE, please make sure you take a listen all the way to the end. Angel ain't having no babies anytime soon, okay? TP, C-Walk, they were out here talking crazy. That's number 1. Number 2, let me just put this out there. I am not whipped, all right, people? I don't want to hear no BS, okay? If you have not listened to our year-end show recap, it was a hour and a half of Angel just getting roasted by not only his coworkers,
maybe
not
an
only
hour.
not only his coworkers, but I got roasted by fans. Fans were telling me that I was stressed, that I was whipped. We couldn't even ask a question about a fighter until I had to say a certain name. People trying to make me sleep out on a doorstep at 3 a.m. It's crazy. I'm just saying. That's the first part. Second half, I had a great holiday break, man. It was interesting. I'll tell you that my holiday break was definitely interesting, way different than what I thought it was gonna be like, but it was good, man. I brought in the new year with just some good hard training, and the new year already starting crazy. So it's just
sounds like it. It sounds like it, yeah.
It's an experience already. This 2022 didn't give me a slowdown. It just wanted to pick right back up where 2021 left off, but it's good. And then as far as my job, man, I meant to tell y'all, like I'm off this week because COVID is so bad over here. They closed my school down. So
you're gonna be a virtual teacher, huh?
Yeah, I love that.
I bet.
I'm a great virtual teacher. So that's what I'm doing. I actually just got done doing Zoom classes with my karate school today. We're gonna resume back again on Thursday. So it's crazy, but I just want to say that, man, no babies. Angel is not whipped by any means, by nothing. Ain't no type of whipped. And yeah, man, my new year is just starting off on a crazy foot already. But anyways, that's all I wanted to say. Just want to put that PSA out there. That's all.
All right. Yeah, I'm also doing virtual karate also, but I'm doing it in person also. Okay. So while I'm teaching the in-person class, I got the Zoom link running also. So I got some students that are either quarantining or their parents are quarantining, or they just can't make it. So it kind of worked okay. My phone died. I wasn't expecting my phone to die. So because I had to use the phone as a hotspot, and also it was also streaming. So I guess that was a little bit too much. So I'm gonna make sure, and I didn't have a full battery also because I've been working all day. So when I go back and teach either tomorrow or Thursday, I'm gonna make sure I have my charger with me, just so all of the kids make sure they can all get on, because I did have a couple of kids who weren't able to get on because my phone ended up dying. My New Year's was pretty good, man. I didn't go nowhere. I don't do the going out stuff on New Year's. I pretty much just stayed home and had my own party here. My lady was here with me. Now she's from Canada. Now, Joe, let me ask you something. Did you guys have any shootings out there?
No.
Okay. And I'm quite sure they probably don't shoot in Connecticut, do they, for New Year?
No,
Now here's the thing.
bullshit.
I was in Pontiac,
Bullshit.
so
They were
I
shooting
might
out
have
there.
heard. Yeah, a little bit in Pontiac.
Oh, I'm talking to Angel because he's saying bullshit. They shoot in Connecticut.
Really?
Do you know where I live?
Nah, I don't. I never been. How would I
live
know?
I live in one of the. I live in one of the baddest cities in Connecticut. This is terrible. There's shootings everywhere.
I'm talking about for New Year's, like we're ringing in the New Year's, like here in Detroit.
Instead of fireworks, they shoot.
Yeah, they shoot guns in the air.
That's what I'm telling. Yeah, they be as soon as it hits 12, they're like, break yourself, pa pa pa, and they just start going crazy. Like they don't.
Yeah.
But I wasn't in Connecticut this New Year. I was in Virginia. But either way, still, yeah, they don't waste no time. They're like pa, and then let you talk wrong, and they look at your car, pa, and then they do that also. So it's a little weird.
Yeah, somebody had an accident literally right in front of my house. A car accident. Yes, one person blew the stop sign and the other person hit him. So that happened around 10 o'clock or whatever. So I had the cops and the ambulance and the fire department, 2 fire trucks in front of my house. I lived 2 houses off of the corner. So I had them right there. And then when 12 o'clock happened, of course, they started shooting. Now, my lady's from Canada. She's from Windsor. She ain't never experienced that before. So she was she was scared. She was petrified. She was petrified.
You didn't even warn her? Did you warn her?
I did warn her. I mean, but I didn't know. I just assumed she would have heard this at some point in her life. But no, she did not. She was not prepared for that at all. She begged me to go down into the basement with her. So we had to wait in the basement for about 30 to 45 minutes before we came back up. So we said Happy New Year in the basement.
All right.
But yeah. So she was definitely scared. And then of course, I was on vacation all last week, and now it's back to the grind. So let's talk about what happened. Oh, you know what? I do have an announcement. So in order for us to boost our numbers, we're gonna do a live. We're gonna go live on Sunday, guys. This is the first y'all hearing of it. So Sunday, when we record our show, we're gonna be live, so everyone can see us and make some comments. So think about. I don't know what movie we're gonna watch next week. So hopefully it's a good movie. We can't.
No. I haven't even started it yet. I'm pacing myself on that.
Come on, man. You got a whole week. You can't. It's only 10 episodes. You can't get through, and they 30 minutes.
I've watched it twice.
Do you know what happens? I cry when there's no more episodes.
Stop it. Travis, do you need to stop this and re-edit this? He just said he cries watching Cobra Kai. I know we're not going to let that go there. After his big announcement that he's not whipped and he's not having babies, he just got on here and admitted that he cries watching Cobra Kai. Director, are we going to edit this, or are you going to leave this like that?
Yeah, wait, hold on.
It's staying.
You're pushing ass.
All right, there we go.
This is why we cannot go live. You know how many mistakes I'm gonna. Ah, man,
that's okay. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be interactive.
Did you finish it, Gene?
Yeah, I finished it. I finished it the first day, like normal people.
It was good. It was so good.
I'll make sure by Sunday I got it done. I got you.
Okay, so we doing Cobra Kai. That's gonna be fun.
I think that's gonna be a great one for a live show.
Yeah. Okay, so we're gonna do Cobra Kai next week. That's gonna be fun. And we're gonna be live on. Are we doing Facebook and YouTube, Director, or are we just doing Facebook? How we doing it?
Doing both.
Both. Okay, we will be streaming on both platforms. Okay, that's gonna be a fun one. So make sure you guys jump in the comments and ask us some questions. Let's just have some fun next week. This week, so we were supposed to watch Legend of the Drunken Master for this week's show. It didn't happen. Joe is the only person on Earth who has access to this movie. And I couldn't find it. Like I looked everywhere. I looked on YouTube, and I did not watch the version that Angel watched. It's cut up and edited really weird on YouTube, and I noticed that immediately and did not watch it.
You couldn't even rent it on Amazon, which was weird.
Yo, what you say, Angel?
Listen, I thought it was just the way the movie was made. I thought this was like the type of style, because when we watched Hero, Jeff Doss got on me that I said it was a shitty movie, and he goes, "Oh, well, it's a Chinese opera movie, and it's supposed to be that way." So I thought this was that was supposed to be that way, but I'm just saying.
Okay. Either way, didn't happen.
It didn't.
Now
happen.
we switched to Supercop.
Yeah, so we watched Supercop. Well, Joe and I watched Supercop. Angel was looking for a movie called Super Cat, and he couldn't find it. So
that's
what I thought it was. I wouldn't
Angel.
That.
So this review is going to be, bro. So this review this week is going to be Joe and I explaining what Supercop was about to Angel, and I'm kind of surprised, man. I mean, by you being a big martial art movie buff, I thought you would have seen that this movie came out back in the day. What year was this? 92? Yeah, I would have thought you would have seen this.
No, I haven't.
Okay, no problem. I watched it. Twice. I had to watch it twice. The first time I saw it, I mean, it wasn't bad. It wasn't a bad movie at all. I enjoyed it. It was just certain things that I just missed in the movie, so I needed to watch it again. But I can't really cut up this movie like I do with a lot of other movies. There's some things that were a little weird, but other than that, for the most part, I was fine with it. What'd you think of the movie, Joe?
Yeah, I started remembering it because I did watch this movie a few times when I was younger. And I always forget, like, with Jackie Chan movies, they always have a silly aspect to them, even when it's not meant to be silly.
Mm-hmm.
So it kind of throws me off, but it doesn't ruin the movie for me. It's always kind of like, well, that's unnecessary, but I think it's the humor, because these movies are all dubbed. So these were shot overseas and brought to America and dubbed. So I think the humor falls a little shorter here than it does over there. Things they find a lot of things funny, like always with men touching women inappropriately accidentally, and ha ha ha, it's really funny, and just stuff like that. That's just like, yeah, okay.
You're not getting away with that over here in 2022. You're not doing that.
Especially so. I feel like Jackie Chan, his older stuff, has that silly aspect to it, and then like he learned how to control a little more when he got to movies like Rush Hour, where that was meant to be funny, or Shanghai Nights and Shanghai Noon. Those were meant to be funny movies where he still got to do martial arts, but also add funny aspects that were supposed to be funny. This is not a comedy. This is an action movie. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and I think you kind of just accept that when you see the silliness from someone like Jackie Chan, because I mean, like, what was that movie I did, that Bruce Lee movie? He was acting really, really weird. Was it Return of the Dragon? I think it was I think it was Return of the Dragon, and he was acting silly. He was goofy in the movie. It was a silly movie, and that was the first time I seen Bruce Lee like that, and it just didn't seem right. But with this movie, Jackie Chan is doing silly stuff, and you just kind of just accept it, like, all right, well, that's Jackie Chan. He will make faces like that, or he will do something silly like this in the movie. So you just kind of accept it.
But I like the movie overall, and I really like his action, his the martial arts, and even the stunts. I really enjoyed, and I like him. I like him with Michelle Yeoh, because she kind of is a female Jackie Chan almost.
I was wondering about that. And number two, how long do you think it takes to shoot a Jackie Chan movie? Because he does his own stunts, right? Yep. And he has to get hurt doing these things. Like, I mean, is he nailing these stunts the first time he does them, or do they have to stop and we got to stop
Not
for
always,
2 months? Or
there's I'm trying to think of what the movie is. I think it was Rumble in the Bronx. Maybe they show him at the end of the movie where he does, and a lot of his movies do this. Yeah. They show him doing some of the stunts. They'll show him getting hurt and then doing a stunt again with a cast on.
Yeah, so is he like taking a week or two off? Do they have to stop production, or like that's what I'm wondering. Like, how
I
long does
mean,
it take to get through a
if
movie?
he's
Like,
if he's doing stunts with a big old cast on his foot, I wonder if he is taking time to heal or not.
mhm, yeah,
So
I
I
mean,
know if I break my foot doing a stunt, I'm like, you know what? Let's just bring in the stunt double. But maybe he
what,
doesn't have one.
what you about to say, Angel?
I think the worst stunt I saw him do was on the end of Rush Hour 2. He like tried to like throw the table up over his head, and he like threw the table and literally went pop and hit him right in the mouth, and he like just laid there. And then it showed like he tried it again on like the next scene. I was like, what the hell? I was like, yo, and then and when they throw those knives at him, like they're actually like, people are actually throwing it at him. Like he has to move. I'm like, imagine he sneezes,
Well,
it's done.
at the end of this one, there was a train scene, and they show at the end, they show him doing the stunt where he literally almost falls off the train.
Well, the girl too.
Yeah. So I mean, granted, they had stuff on the sides, but he looked like he was grabbing his chest, like, "Oh God, I almost just had a heart attack."
All right, let's get into the movie. Okay, so this takes place in Hong Kong, and just about the whole movie takes place in Hong Kong and China. So we have a couple police officers. We see Jackie Chan, his character. His name is Kevin, but he also has another name because he's going undercover. In this movie, he is going undercover. So they call him Lin Fu Cheng, I believe that's his name. But his name is Kevin. He gets to the it looks like police headquarters, and he has two people talking about him. They're trying to infiltrate this drug organization. They want to send someone in undercover. One of the guys who seems like the boss, he wants Kevin to go undercover, but there's someone else who doesn't want him to go, and that's his uncle. I think his name was Uncle Bill, wasn't it?
Yep.
Uncle Bill. Uncle Bill did not want him to go undercover because he thought it would be too dangerous, and he didn't want to put his life in danger. But the other guy, he was really for. He said that Kevin was a Supercop. That was his nickname. Now, do you know what that meant? Were there other things that he did, Joe, before the movie started that supposedly made him be classified as a Supercop? Because everybody here kept saying that.
They made it seem like that. And so the only thing I could come up with, because I kind of looked some stuff up on this, this is in China, this is a 3-part series, and this is the third version.
Wait a minute, like the third part? Like there are other movies that are before this, or
yeah? So instead of Super Cop, it's called Police Cop. Police Cop 1, 2, and 3, and this is the third one.
Okay, now is he starring in those other movies?
It's the exact same movie.
What? The exact same movie?
It's just it's not in English. It's not English dubbed.
Okay, but all right, now I'm lost. Why would they put out the same movie 1, 2, and 3? Do you see that? That's weird.
No, so the Police Cop 1 and 2 are different movies, and then 3 is this movie. When they brought it to America, they called it Super Cop. And there is a Super Cop 2, but I don't think Jackie Chan's in it. I think just Michelle Yeoh is in the second one.
Okay. Well, Uncle Bill finally agrees to let him go undercover in this organization. Do you remember what this organization was called by any chance?
I don't remember it. I just thought it was a drug cartel.
The Golden Triangle.
The Golden Triangle. See, I don't remember him saying that.
I'm looking at Wikipedia. That's how I know. The Golden Triangle.
Yeah. So, and because at one point they even talk about the triad, but I mean, they never. I don't remember them saying anything like that. I just remember them talking to the boss and Panther, who they used to infiltrate the group.
Yeah. So he is before he leaves, he goes and talks to his girlfriend, and he lets her know that he's going to be gone for a month. And he's giving her. He gave her keys. He told her where the stocks and bonds were. He is preparing.
Made her the beneficiary to his insurance.
Yeah, he's prepared. Like he's letting her know, like I might not come back. So here are everything you're gonna need to continue to live comfortably. And he tells her that he's gonna be gone for a month Did he tell her where he was going to be going? Do you know?
He acted like it was like a
Top
like
secret.
Yeah, well, he never really said that. He just said it was like something. He didn't. He said it was something safe.
Right.
Like it was going to be like a desk job or something, and there would be a promotion afterwards. He didn't lead on to what it actually was.
He says goodbye to her. She takes him to where Uncle Bill is, and then he kind of gets debriefed about what's going on, what's going to happen. Now he's in Hong Kong. He's leaving Hong Kong to go to China. I don't know what part of China he's going to. I don't remember what part that he's going to. They give him a whole new backstory. They give him a new name. They telling him he has a mom and a sister. He grew up in. Did you see where he grew up in? Supposedly.
Yeah, they gave. I mean, I don't remember exactly what it was, but
Wuhan.
It was just a small Wuhan. It was a small town.
Oh boy. Oh man.
That's what I'm getting at. That's what I'm getting at.
No.
Supposedly the birthplace of COVID.
Oh, I didn't even think about that.
Yes.
You're killing me.
You ate a bat.
Yes.
Oh man, they knew before.
So they give him this backstory, and they introduce him to a woman who is going to be, I guess, like his boss or his director for this assignment.
More or less.
It surprised me at first when I saw her because I thought that was the girlfriend. I thought she surprised him, and I was like, "Oh, she's a cop too." I didn't know until like halfway in the movie that this was somebody different because he was kind of flirting. Yeah. Because he was kind of flirting with her, and I was like, "Oh man, so he's happy now that she's here." But no, it wasn't his girlfriend; it was somebody else, and he was just being flirtatious with her.
She was super serious, so
yeah, she was.
She was not taking his crap, and he wasn't really taking the assignment that serious.
It didn't seem like it because she was trying to give him his background and tell him who he was and everything, and he was talking about other things with her, not really paying attention. And it seemed like it was kind of frustrating her also.
Well, and her idea of a super cop and his idea of a super cop were definitely different.
Then they take him and they start taking pictures of him. Now, I don't know if they explain why they did this later on, if these pictures were in this fictional house or whatnot. That maybe that's what it was. Because they had him like on a bike.
I think it was just to keep up his persona and his because they were like, this one is, because you're a boxing champion and stuff like that. So I think it was just certain things to fit his new profile.
So they take all of these pictures, and one of them, it looked like they almost dressed him up like a geisha. Did you see that?
Yeah, that was weird.
Yeah, it was weird. I'm like, why are you doing that? That didn't make any sense. But I guess that was for humor, especially over there. It wasn't funny to me.
It didn't make sense. It's like,
yeah,
why do you want
that's
to
why.
look like that?
Yeah, that's why. And then someone else had a spear and was like doing like a form almost with it. And I'm like, well, you guys already know that he's a martial arts champion. Why are you guys like? It's like you're showing him how to use this. I didn't get that. And then let's get Michelle's name. Her name was Jessica. Her name is Inspector Jessica Yang. Now, but when she's undercover, because she goes undercover with him, which we didn't know, and her name is Hannah. When she goes undercover as his sister, right? And she takes him to where it looks like the Chinese government or Chinese police force, they're training. And for some reason, they want him to give a demonstration because he's walking through and he sees people breaking bricks over their heads. He sees them breaking bricks or cement slabs over their backs and breaking pieces of wood.
I'm wondering what the different uniforms is here. Like we got some with ties. We got tank tops of different color. Like I'm wondering what the idea of like the different. What's the difference here?
And the ladies were all in black pants and white shirts with the red tie or something. I don't know why they. I don't know. That would have been cool for them to explain that.
I thought for sure in this scene he was gonna really just take an ass whooping and look stupid, but he actually held his own with that guy.
Yeah, he couldn't have taken an ass whooping because then they would have been like, well, why don't we just send this guy undercover then? Why do we
Exactly.
need to fly you in? So.
But I was saying, I mean, when you really look at this dude taking his stance and this guy is ripped and Jackie's just sitting there kind of like, okay, whatever.
Mm-hmm. So they
ain't
spar
even taking
around.
a real stance.
they spar around with each other, and then he gets on this wheel and kind of. This could have been edited out. This is stupid. He gets in this wheel and just kind of rolls away from everyone. And I like you said earlier, I'm assuming it was just for laughs, but this made no sense. Why have
it ends up in a tree. They couldn't stop it. It stopped him in the tree.
Right. So then they take him and let him know what he's going to do. Joe, can you explain what his mission is and what he is supposed to do? Take it over from here.
He has to infiltrate this drug cartel. What'd you call it? The Golden Triangle?
Yeah, that's in here in Wikipedia. Now I don't know if that's the name of them or not. I don't know.
So the contact, they go to what looks like, I believe it's a coal field, and it's like, I guess I'm assuming it's prisoners. This is part of their sentence is to mine this coal, and their contact that they want him to get into this gang. His name is Panther, and they're putting together an escape, and they're going to take out the Panther's regular people and put Jackie's character, what they call him, Lei Wu Fong or whatever.
Oh, I have no idea.
Yeah, his new.
Oh, his name. Oh, his name. Yes. Lin Fu.
Kevin is now Lin Fu Yang. And he's going to help Panther escape to make it into this Golden Triangle. And so they start a fight, and Panther gets in the back of the coal truck, covers up his face. They cover him in coal, and they're going to drive out. And this is kind of where they make their move. There's a dog that is sniffing the truck, and they go to stab the truck because the dogs kind of smell something, and they're trying to figure out what's under the coal. And they freak out. Panther comes out of the coal, and his guys try to help him escape.
The cop was stabbing the coal.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, he was gonna take him out.
Yeah.
So, but this is where they take an opportunity. Jessica, she has a gun.
This is crazy. This is crazy.
Well, because one, they got to get Kevin in, but two, she's got to take anyone out that can basically say, "Hey, that guy's not with us. We don't know who that is," and that's exactly what she does. So that he kind of ends up by himself and helps Panther escape, and they got to go up this big mountain with a cart, but they got these little coal mining carts, and the police stopped the coal mining cart. Here's what I don't get: why are all these police not in on the fact that they need to get away?
I think they are, because on my second time seeing that, I remember him saying something to Jessica or Jessica's boss. No.
But
he said something like, didn't he say something? Let me pull it back.
But I'm saying at the beginning here, and even in the middle at some points, there's so much police interference that almost blew his cover. And they should have all been on the same page. I feel like they weren't always on the same page. I mean, I know you got to make it look good, but they're going up that mine shaft. That was not easy to get up, and they almost didn't make it because they turned off the cart, and then they were trying to grab them off, and it was like, I'm like, you're gonna mess this whole operation up.
Yeah, it's. I rewound it back. I got it playing on my other screen here. But I saw him talking to one of the police officers. Okay, so he says, "His men are here. I'll take care of the rest." No, that's not it.
No, it's not at this point. It's later. Because she shoots out anybody that is not with them.
Well, he says Well, he says right here. He says, "Tell your men not to be trigger happy." So
Oh,
he was.
yeah.
So he was telling somebody who was with Jessica, another police officer who was with Jessica, and he said, "All right, I will." So some of them knew that they were going to plan this escape.
Well, I'm just saying they should have let all of them know, but maybe they didn't
Yeah,
have
they
that
should have. Yeah,
kind of time. So
but
they
this
get
is
all the way to
prison.
the top.
This is prison.
They
I
get
mean,
all
you
the-
never know who you can trust.
They get all the way to the top of this thing, and what was he? He was expecting a cart or a bridge. He's expecting a bridge.
Yeah, bridge. Yeah.
There was no bridge. So he's kind of going, what the hell? And they have to literally zip line down the mountain to escape. And
Right.
with people chasing them. But they make it, and Panther's impressed. So he's gonna take him to China, is it?
Yeah. Wait.
Where he
He's
basically
taking him to Hong Kong.
Yeah, he's gonna take him to Hong Kong, and Kevin, he tells them, I got paid $5,000 to help you escape. I'm out of here. Panther tells them, well, I got money in Hong Kong. Come with me to Hong Kong, and I'll give you $100,000.
Right.
So so basically, he thinks he's in.
Right. Now,
And,
I'm surprised he would have trusted him.
Who, Panther or?
Yeah, he doesn't know about it. He doesn't know him from anywhere.
But that's the whole point. That's why he had to help him escape. And they do test him later on. I mean, they don't fully trust him because they leave him out of certain conversations. So I mean,
you got any questions, Angel, about this movie so far?
I no joke. I'm trying to like picture it, but
you've probably seen it. It was one of his bigger movies.
As
in
you
the
guys
90s.
are talking, I was looking at the pictures, like if I made it, I just never remember seeing this movie. Like especially once you said it, like once you said it was such a big martial arts movie. Like I don't ever remember seeing this movie. Ever.
Yeah, it's the one I remember. I don't know if it came out after Rumble in the Bronx, but I remember this is the one I saw after Rumble in the Bronx. It was probably the second or third Jackie Chan movie I ever seen.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I think I've always seen like the title at Blockbuster. I always just skipped over it because it looked like it sucked.
I did the same thing. I ain't gonna lie.
Okay, so I'm not the only one. Okay, I'm just being honest.
Yeah,
like I think I've always saw it.
I remember seeing the box.
I was like, this don't look like it's good, and I just would walk right by it.
Man, you gotta just assume it's gonna be okay.
So now, Joe, explain this. When they get to Hong Kong, Panther is upset, right? And he ends up killing someone who is supposedly with his group of people. What was up with this? Because I was a little bit lost on this scene.
I mean, it seems to me like he thinks that's the guy that dimed him out.
Okay, so this is something that happened before the movie started. Like the reason Panther was even in prison in the first place.
Yeah, because he said, which one of you is the one that gave me up. And the guy that he shot was acting like, no, it wasn't me, but they always say that.
Okay, so that's what it was. Okay.
I think even if that wasn't the case, I think that was his way of reasserting his power.
Mm-hmm.
Like, when you get to prison, you got to take out the biggest guy just to kind of let everyone know that you're not a bitch. I think that was his way of saying, hey, I'm back. I'm the one in charge. Everybody else, sit down.
Anyone who has that thought process, if you go to jail, please don't go into jail with that thought process, because you may say, like, I got to prove that I'm the biggest guy and I got to take out
you will probably die.
And you'll probably get you'll probably get
dead.
That's not the word.
Or worse.
That's
not the word. I don't want to say the word, but you'll probably get
something bad. Something bad. Something naughty might happen to you. Okay, let's continue. Let's continue, Joe.
Happy New Year's. Not so much.
Might be talking. You don't want none of that, man. Like
so now Panther wants to go to. Well, I didn't understand this part. Panther wanted to go to. He wanted to go to
Kevin's
Lin
hometown.
Fu's hometown. Why? Like, why did he just put? Because he just said, "I wanted to go to Hong Kong, and I'll give you 100,000." They go to Hong Kong, and now he wants to go to Wuhan.
I think he needed a place to lay low until he got things figured out to get to Hong Kong.
Okay, now this messed Lin Fu up, Kevin. It messed him up because it seemed like he had never been to Wuhan.
He had no idea what to do,
yeah,
where to go.
And Panther even said, like, you don't even know where your house is. You don't know where your home is.
They're asking him questions. He has no idea.
And as he's people, there are people there, and they kind of overhear the conversations, because then I saw one lady look at him, and then another little boy runs up to him and calls him uncle, and welcomes him home. And then he sees an older woman who says that she's his aunt, and she says, "I'm going to let's take you to your mom. She's been waiting for you." And then they end up going to where his house was, and it was a good thing that they had everything set up for this, or else he would have been stuck. He would have been messed up.
Oh, he'd have been looking around, going, "I'm out.
I'm dead." They would have shot him. They would have killed him. That would have been the end of him.
Kill me. I'm out of here.
Yeah. And then he ends up going home, and then the place that they say is his home. And then that's where I think the pictures came into place, because there were pictures of him on the wall.
Yeah.
We only saw one picture. We didn't see all of the pictures, but one of them, him and his quote unquote sister, who is Hannah, which is Inspector Jessica. We see them standing at a fence and looking and pointing or whatever. And then Panther wanted to know who she was. And then he says he didn't know what to say. And then she came in just as he was asking. And then she came in and said, "Brother, I'm home," or "You're home," or something like that. And we haven't seen you in a year. So I would have said he hadn't been home longer than 1 year. It would have been 2 or 3, because he was just so confused and so lost. I wouldn't want to, mess up
100%.
The undercover work he was doing. Go ahead, Joe. You got anything else?
Well, his mom comes out, and Mama is a man dressed as a lady. It's his uncle.
It's Uncle Bill. It's Uncle Bill. I didn't get that to the second time I saw it. Go ahead, Angel.
What, Angel?
I swear to God, next time say it was his uncle, and then say his mama was a man who dressed up as a I was about to be like, what kind of movie were we watching in the 90s? Like, I'm still lost.
Hey man, it could have been Medea for all we know.
Exactly. That's exactly what this was like. But you know what, though, Joe? I didn't get this was Uncle Bill at first. The first time I saw it, I didn't get it to the second time I saw it.
Well, he takes his glasses off and he shows them.
I missed that part. I must have blinked or looked down or something. Yeah. I completely missed that part.
When they're all not paying attention, he shows them. So, he shows them. But it's so funny to me because I'm like, I thought for sure somebody would have said, like, "That's your mom."
Well, he was acting so dingy because he was asking Kevin for Lin Fu for money, and he was just acting real spacey. So he was making them uncomfortable. So I kind of got it why they didn't want to stay there too long. Now he did take Inspector Jessica out, and it looked like he wanted to say something to her when 2 Panthers guys walked up on them, and he didn't get to have a conversation with Jessica.
Well, he was just trying to figure out what the next move was, but they didn't give him any alone time. So,
all right, they didn't. Okay.
And Uncle Bill was trying to help with that, but it wasn't working.
No, and it's a good thing they left when they did, because he lost a part of his body, dropped out. Go ahead, Angel.
I was just gonna say, did you guys look up the stats for this movie? Because I just did.
No.
What was it?
This is crazy. I think this has to be one of probably the biggest margins for movies that we've ever had. Their budget was only $900,000.
How much did they make?
It made
I see it.
33. It made 33.8 million in Asia and the U.S. and then it made 3.8 million in Europe, along with the U.S. also. So you figure what 36, 37 million?
Yeah.
That's probably one of the biggest margins we ever had for a movie.
Well, because it was shot in China.
But I'm just saying that's pretty dope because usually our movies go the opposite. They got like a $30 million budget and they only rack in like $150,000, and then we don't know what to. And then we got jujitsu all over again. Then we don't know what's happening.
Go ahead, Joe. Continue.
Uncle Bill raised everyone left. He lost his boobies. So they popped right out. Sandbags. I don't even know what they were using. What was this? Sandbags?
Yeah, I couldn't tell what they were.
That was so weird.
Yeah, like I said, at first when I first saw it, I didn't think I thought it was still a woman. I just thought like, why did she have something in her breast and why did they just fall out? Like I don't know. The second time I saw it, I got it. I was like, okay, this is one of his little funny things. Okay, I got it. Okay.
So that was an ugly woman. So they go over to the restaurant and Panther's meeting with some people and they want to talk business. So he sends Kevin and Jessica over to another table so they can finally talk and figure out what their next move is. Like I said earlier, there's a problem. There's a police force kind of recognizing that these guys might be bad guys. And this is where I said, even when Captain Jessica goes to confront one of the gentlemen calling for backup, he kind of looks at her like, you need some ID. Well, of course you're not going to have ID on you because you don't want to get busted while you're undercover.
Right.
So she has to knock him out and let them know, hey, it's me. Don't send anybody here. We got to keep our cover.
Mm-hmm.
But it doesn't get to it doesn't translate inside. So a fight breaks out again.
Of course. This wasn't a bad fight scene. I really didn't have any problems with it. It was showing this was the first time I think that we saw Inspector Jessica get to fight and do some things.
Oh yeah.
Right. We hadn't seen her do anything before that, right?
No.
Okay. Yeah, so she did pretty good. No complaints from her. The fight scene, typical Jackie Chan fight scene,
Yeah. I could just picture the fight scenes. Like I in my mind, I could just picture how they were.
Well, and you know what? I really like her and him together because they both have similar kung fu. I think she's a little bit more fluid than he is, but he's pretty fast. So it's interesting to see.
Mm-hmm.
And Panther at the same time, he's very impressed with both of them at this point. They're taking out, these police like it's nothing, and they keep helping him escape. And then the police chief, at this point, Jessica gets a hold of him and basically asks him to make them look good. So she takes him out, quotation marks, and then shoots him to make it look good. But, they don't see him get shot because she just shoots the ground. Mm-hmm. And that way now she's looking like, she's wiggling her way in along with Kevin. So now Panther wants to take both of them to Hong Kong with them. So it's working out in their favor, and they're kind of really digging their way into this whole organization.
And then we get introduced to somebody else who I did not see coming. I'm like, okay, who is this guy now? Because we thought Panther was the guy. We thought he was the man. But we find out Panther is actually working for someone else. So I was confused with this guy. What was his name? Let me see.
Some weird name I can think of.
They kept calling him Chabot.
Yeah, Chabot or something like that.
Yeah, something like that. Chabot. And now he is the kingpin. He is the boss. And it seems like originally
he's a little crazy.
Originally, the plan was to get Kevin into this organization because of drugs. But this movie then turns left because now we find out about the Chibot, and the Chibot's wife is actually in jail, and she's going to court. And wasn't she about to get the death penalty?
Yeah, so she was about to get the death penalty for conspiracy and something else. But the problem is she has the code to the bank. The Chibot has all his money in Swiss bank account, and she's the only one with the code. And she's not giving up anything if she's just going to get the death penalty.
Now that has to suck. Can you imagine that, Angel? Can you imagine that? that would really piss me off. Like your girl has the code for your money, and she's not giving it up because she's about to die. So Chibot wants to break her out of prison in order for him to get this code to the Swiss banks.
Well, before that, really quick, they have this big meeting with other drug cartel, and Chibot goes there with the intention, one, they want to ice him out, but he flips it on them and basically says, well, I'm taking over the whole thing. And he set up Hannah with a vest with explosives on it and was going to take everybody out if they didn't listen to him, basically.
Yeah.
And we had this big gunfight. And then, just like Double Dragon, we get 50 explosions out of nowhere for no freaking reason.
You know what I said when I saw it? I thought the same thing, and I said these explosions were probably the most expensive thing besides Jackie Chan as far as making this movie. They had 100%. To have been.
Yeah.
They had to have been.
It was literally, but there was just this. It was like 2 whole scenes of explosions. I mean, how many rocket guns got shot off? How many grenades got thrown? I mean, it was literally just 2 scenes, maybe 12 explosions, and then we just moved on to this where we had to get the wife out.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like the movie just. I mean, I'm not complaining. I'm not knocking the movie, but it just you're thinking of the movie is going one way, and then it just turns left, and then it turns right. It's like, wait, okay, I'm lost. I mean, I'm still enjoying the movie, but I would think like we find out normally at the beginning of the movie what the purpose of the movie is, and in the middle we see the problem. Like this movie just kept going, like it was something else for us to figure out or worry about or pay attention to.
Didn't we kind of see that in Rumble in the Bronx too, where we thought it was going one way and then
I think
all
so.
Of a sudden, it was kind of the same thing. Where it was all happy-go-lucky, then it got real dark.
Yeah. Okay.
So before they're gonna break out the wife, which the 2 police officers undercover kind of figure out on their own because they're not privy to it yet. Because again, they're not fully in the circle of trust. But during this, while they're figuring out their move and the Golden Triangle is trying to figure out their moves, a monkey wrench gets thrown in, and Kevin's girlfriend shows up out of the blue.
This was the best part of the movie.
She is basically trying to figure out, one, if what Kevin's doing there, and 2, he's there with Inspector Jessica, so now she thinks he's cheating.
Well, let's talk about this. Let's talk about this a little bit. So, Angel, we see the girlfriend. It seems like she was like what was she like on a retreat, or she was with some girlfriends, or
she's a tour guide.
Okay, so we see her doing her thing, and then if you look behind her, we see Kevin, and I'm like, oh shit, like he's not supposed to be around. And he's undercover. She's going to see him. So it was like a few scenes where they were just missing each other. I'm like, okay, I was thinking, okay, so he's going to be good. His cover's not going to be blown because he keep missing. But then...
you knew better than that.
Oh, no, I didn't. I really thought like, oh, he's going to tell her about it later. Or this part happened. A guy comes up and wants to he's taking pictures, and he takes... the tour guide and her friends, he takes their picture. He's behind them walking. And I thought that when she got home, she was going to look at the pictures and see like, oh, he was right behind me. That did not happen. Other pictures were being taken, and something fell down, right? And Kevin went down to pick it up, and also Inspector Jessica. They both went down at the same time to pick up this thing, and they kind of looked like they were about to kiss each other. And someone took a picture. So then the guy takes all of these pictures and he shows them to Kevin's girlfriend, and she's looking at the pictures, and then she sees him, that he's there, and then she's going to look for him, and she's looking all around for him.
And so during the chance, while she basically almost blows his cover, and he's trying to explain this to her, she gets it and kind of helps him keep his cover. But the problem is she goes and blabs about it in the elevator with one of the golden triangles sitting right there. And so he snatches her, and then he calls Panther and tells Panther what's up. And now she's a hostage.
Before we get to this part, how did you feel about the part where, okay, so she kind of gets an understanding that you're undercover. I see what you're doing. He's like, I'll explain everything to you in a little bit. But Panther approaches. So they're like at a pool. And Panther is thinking he's trying to talk to her, like try to get to know her. And so
Panther thought she was a pro. Because he was asking how much. Yeah, he was asking how much.
Okay. So then Panther he disses them bad. Like he pushes them in the pool and then pushes her head down. And I'm thinking like, man, like what would you do if that's your girl? Like, how do you stay undercover? Like, man, that would have been a hard one right there.
Yeah, that was definitely. He's lucky he didn't get the business for that one.
Yeah. All right, so go ahead, Joe. I just wanted to bring that up. Like, he had to stay cool and stay calm, and his girl and her friend both get, dogged out by Panther.
Yeah, he has to stay on point. So
we're at the end of the movie now, Angel.
Yeah, basically, they have the girlfriend, and they want their help for the heist. So they basically say, you know what, you do your part, and your girlfriend will be safe. And so they play their part in the getting the wife out. So the wife's getting transferred from the courthouse. She's just been sentenced to death. Kevin's job is to basically set a garbage truck on a runaway path to block the path of the police cars. And then what was Jessica doing?
She kind of showed up later, like she was like almost undercover, because she popped back up and she was like almost like a civilian almost, because I didn't even recognize her at first. Like, who is this person? And then it hit me like, oh, that's her.
She was kind of a lookout, basically.
Yeah.
So anyhow, everything's going according to plan, and Kevin. During his part, he gets a hold of the wife. And so they're basically like, put her in the truck. And he says, no, I want to see my girlfriend. Well, the brother, what do we call him? I keep forgetting his stupid name. The brother who's in charge, he's in a helicopter with the girlfriend.
You talking about the main guy, Chabat?
Yeah, Chabat. He's in the helicopter. He's got a gun to the girlfriend. So he really wants his money bad. So basically, he brings the helicopter all the way down. And this part kills me because he drops that girlfriend from about 10 feet onto a car. She looked like she would have been dead or had a concussion. I mean, she dropped like a baby doll, man. That thing was like... Anyhow, so he lets the wife go, and he runs over to help his girlfriend, and she tells him she's okay to go get the bad guys. So now we get to the last scene. They're on a train. Everyone's on a train.
They did some cool stunts on the train.
Jessica grabbed the motorcycle and jumped onto the train with that, and then they were kind of both fighting on top of the train. They defeat the bad guys.
It was a typical Jackie Chan movie fight scene. Now the wife is also on the train also. And she slips off of the train, and Jessica grabs her and holds on to her, and then Kevin has to grab onto her.
Yeah, I was shocked that she saved them. I mean, they saved her first, and then I'm
Then
shocked
she
that
saved
she
them.
she saved them. So I guess she really wanted no part of this to begin with.
Yeah.
She even gives them the bank account information.
Yeah, she does that at the end. Like, I didn't understand, like, why, because I was like, why is she doing it? Like, why is she giving them the numbers? It's not like they were about to go take the money.
Well, they said the money's for the people, but the government's going to seize that money. Maybe she felt by doing that, she could, they would take the death penalty off.
They didn't explain it because, like all Jackie Chan movies, it just ends. That's it.
Yep.
There's no wrap up. It's no nothing. The movie just ends with them on top of the train.
It ends with him showing off his stunts.
That's it. Just like all of his movies, you know. Like I said, like before, when I reviewed Jackie Chan movies, I would like for them to do some type of wrap up, some type of explanation. Just finish it up and, you know, tie it in a nice, neat bow, you know, and give it to me. That's it. I think it was kind of weak how they had killed Panther. Him and Jackie were fighting on top of a house, and he flipped them off. But it didn't seem like it seemed like the house was made out of like paper mache or something. Like it didn't seem like it didn't seem like it should have hurt like when he landed on his back, him or the other guy. It didn't seem like when they killed them, when they knocked these guys down, it didn't seem like they should have died.
I agree.
Okay, and so that's pretty much it with Supercop. It wasn't bad. It was really entertaining. It's a typical Jackie Chan movie. You know, I'm quite sure if you're a fan of Jackie Chan, I'm quite sure you like this movie, or you will like it if you haven't seen it. Angel, I think you will like this movie if you see it.
Okay, I definitely will see it. Believe me, hearing you guys talk about it, I could like picture certain things just because like how you said like a typical Jackie Chan like fight scene. Like you just like, you know what I mean? Like he has like his own style. He just has like his own style to it. So yeah, I could picture it. I definitely want to watch it.
Okay. Joe, what would you grade this movie?
It's up there, but I'm probably gonna go with like a B, just a solid B.
Yeah, I was thinking.
I enjoyed it.
Either I would say a B or B plus. Yeah, it was fine. It was entertaining.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. Like I said, I like Jackie Chan movies. It was an older movie, so I throw that kind of stuff in there. But for the most part, I enjoyed it.
Okay. All right. So next week we are going to talk about Cobra Kai season 4. Angel, make sure that you watch it. I think I'm gonna rewatch the whole season again.
I will. I'll watch that. Believe me, I'll watch it. Believe me, I will.
Oh, no,
well, let me ask you this.
It's gonna throw you.
Hold on, Joe. Hold on, Joe. I want to make sure we are not about to get Angel in trouble. Angel, you are watching this with your girlfriend, nothing like that, and you have to, watch it with her. Like you can't finish it without her, right?
I'm fine. I'm good.
I'm just making sure we not want to get you in no trouble, and I don't want the fellas coming at you. I'm just making sure you're good.
It literally doesn't matter. Like we could breathe. We could literally just breathe, and something gets thrown my way. Like Willie Hicks just getting on me the whole entire show, man. I love Willie, man. Willie's my dog, bro.
Hey, but Willie's like a dog with a bone, man. You give him a little bit, and he's gonna take off with it. That's how Willie is. Willie's been like that. Okay, Willie used to do that to me when he was like 12, and I was like 17, 18. Okay, I'm just saying. I don't know my exact age difference between them, but I know that boy was dogging me early on in life, and I just had to take it because I just had to laugh so that's how he does. Don't take that personal. That's how he is.
Yo, Willie is my dog. Like I love talking to Willie. So when anytime he goes, "Don't worry, Angel, I'll talk for you." I was getting pissed. I was like, yo, this dude, man. He was doing. I love Willie, man. That dude is hilarious. But no.
Okay, so I'm just making sure you're not about to get in trouble, so you can watch it. Okay, so
I can watch this on my own. I'm my own man. All right, listen. Don't let the people. Hold on. See, now you got me.
I'm just trying to take care of you, bro. I'm just making sure you good.
Listen, I'm just making sure. for the people that are listening to this damn show, for the people that are going to be watching us live, I might cry during Cobra Kai. So what? Say something to me. Yeah, I'm not whipped. I'm my own man. I do what I want, okay?
Angel,
I make the rules.
Don't let people get you like that. Don't let people get you like that.
I just realized something, Joe. I just realized something.
What'd you realize?
I just realized something. You cried at the end of season 2, didn't you, Angel? When Miguel hurt himself. You cried, didn't you?
Listen,
you did. Yes, you did. Because I can't think of no other time to cry watching this series.
Well, he's going to get real emotional for this one.
Can I tell you something? It hurt because I feel like they made Cobra Kai off of me. Like, my middle name is Miguel. My last name is Diaz. I'm just saying, like, I feel like they made this show off of me. And when he got hurt, I felt like it was an unjust due. Like, they couldn't left me. And then we didn't know if it was going to switch from YouTube Red to Netflix. It was a whole big thing. I thought it was going to get canceled. I was like, man, this is terrible. But either way, I'm just saying, I'm my own man, okay? Don't let no one say nothing. I don't care what anyone's. I'm my own man. I do what I want. All right?
I heard they were already talking, even though they shot 5 already, I heard they were already talking about 6. And I'm kind of wondering where they can go.
Yeah,
I mean, they're going to do 6 and they're going to do some spinoffs. They're going to do some spinoffs too.
I'm with it.
I knew that, but it's interesting. Yeah. I'm interested to see where they're going to go.
Okay, everybody. So we're going to be live next week. I got to make sure that I get my language down since we're going to be live on Facebook. I don't want the director sending me no emails, so I got to make sure that I'm being good.
Yeah, me too. I got you.
So we Cobra Kai. We're going to be live next week. You guys got any closing remarks?
No, let's do this, man. I'm ready.
I ain't having no babies.
That's about to be another T-shirt. That's about to be another T-shirt. I ain't having no babies.
I ain't having no babies.
It's gonna be big for people who get a vasectomy. They're gonna be big rocking. I ain't having no babies. All right, everybody, we out of here. Stay safe, stay strong, and director, play our music.
Disaster must come. At best, only postponed. Shaolin Kung Fu, to survive, must now be taught to more young men.